Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have my mid-year check-in for my makeup inventory. Today we will be comparing where my collection was at in the beginning of 2024 and where it is now starting in July 2024. If you enjoy makeup inventory videos, give this one a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, I do mainly panning content. So I'm trying to touch everything in my collection, but also use things up. So it does reflect in my numbers, how well I'm doing with my panning. Well or not, we will see. So I hope you subscribe before you leave. Let's just get into my update. I will have pictures on the screen from my inventory in January and now. There are some changes in how I allocate some products, so I will talk about that as I go. I will be going in order of how I apply things on my face. So let's get into face primer. In January, I started the year off with 3. I have since finished 1 and I am down to 2, which I love seeing my numbers go down, and I am actively working on finishing my NYX Plump Right Back Primer, so hopefully by the end of the year I will be down to 1 primer. I don't necessarily think I need primer. I often don't wear it. Like today, I'm not wearing any primer, but I do somewhat miss my poreless putty, so I might eventually buy pore filling primer, but we'll see. I am looking down at my computer because that's where my spreadsheet is. The next category I had in my January inventory was powder foundation. I had 2 and they were both the L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation. I have since finished one of those, which is super exciting, but I've actually moved these into my powder category. So technically I have 0 in this category now, but my powder number will reflect adding this powder foundation into that category. Moving on to liquid foundation, in January I had 28, and that included the 2 powder foundations, so those automatically are gone in that number. I also had 6 of those foundations that were open, so I like to keep track of how many are open at a time because I really want to get down to only having like 2 open at a time so they aren't going bad. So that leaves 20 unopened foundations in January. Moving forward to right now, I also have 6 open foundations. Some of those are the same that were open in the beginning of the year, and some of them are different. Just, I try not to do that. I try to only finish the ones that are open. But like for instance, my Milani Screen Queen, I rolled that into a project to fit a prompt, and so I opened it. That's just one instance. So I also have 18 closed foundations. So I've actually finished 2 liquid foundations this year, which is exciting. I finished my Too Faced Peach Perfect, and I just finished my Pure 4-in-1. So my numbers went from 28 in January down to 24. So again, that includes subtracting the powder foundations, which took up 2 spots, so I finished 2 liquid foundations. Next is concealer. I started the year off with 9 and I am down to 8. So I finished, think I'm down to 7. I'm down to 7. I finished my Rare Beauty concealer early on in the year, and I just recently finished my Maybelline eraser. So I don't think that was included in these. I should have updated that number. The photos will reflect how many I have in my collection, so you will see the actual number. And if it is 8, I'll have it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure I'm down to 7. Next is powder, and I had 8 in the beginning of January. That did not include the powder foundations. So I have since finished 1 powder, but I'm adding my 1 powder foundation into this category, so it stays at 8. Technically, my whole collection, like as a whole, the powder number went down 1 because I finished 1, but I reallocated, and so it stays the same at 8. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm just noticing my battery is going down. Okay, next I'm gonna do cream bronzer. I had 8 in January and I still have 8, so I have not added any to my collection, and I have not finished or decluttered any. I am actively working on finishing my Milk Makeup bronzer, and I do think I will have that finished by the end of the year, but not yet. For a powder bronzer, in January I had 13, and that does include bronzers that are in palettes. I count each pan as an individual item, so now I have 12, and I do not remember if that is, no, it's not from emptying, so I must have decluttered a bronzer at some point. I don't remember. Next is cream blush. I had 11 in the beginning of January, and now I'm down to 10. This was because I decluttered my Natasha Denona little duo, and that had a cream blush in it, so that went down 1. For powder blush, I had 23 in January, and I have finished 2, which is amazing. I finished my Tarte Amazonian Clay Quirky, and I finished one of the blushes in my Milani Rose blush trio, but I also have decluttered a couple, so that number went down to 18, which I'm super happy. That went down 5 blushes, so slowly but surely getting down in numbers. Next, I will do cream highlighter. I had 2 in January, and I still have the same 2. I feel like I'm really close to finishing my NYX Duo highlighter. I'm actively trying to use that up, so I know I will have that done by the end of the year. Next is powder highlighter, and I had 10 in January. I am down to 9 because I decluttered the powder highlighter that was in my Natasha Denona Duo, so that went down by 1. Next is setting spray, and in January I had 3. I currently have the same 3, but I have less than half left of my smaller size of the Milani Make It Last, so I know that will be done by the end of the year. Next is eyebrow product. I had 13 in the beginning of the year. I have since finished one of my pencils. I finished my NYX Micro Brow Pencil, so I'm down to 12. Is that accurate? I must have finished another one because I know I added a brow gel. My pictures are accurate, so if my numbers are wrong, I will have the correct information on the screen. I apologize for that. But yeah, I added a gel in May. My Mother's Day present was an order from Catrice, so that included a brow gel. For eye primers, I had 5 in the beginning of the year, and I currently have the same 5. For eyeliner, so I had 7 in my collection in January, but I accidentally included an eyeliner marker pen thing in my eyebrow products. I wonder if that's why. That is why my eyebrow product number is wrong. Okay. So I actually had 12 eyebrow products in the beginning. I finished an eyebrow product, but I also added one, so it stays the same. So I had an eyeliner pen in my eyebrow product on accident, so I technically had 7 eyeliners in the beginning of the year. No, sorry, 8. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. In January, I had marked down that I had 7, but one of those were hiding in my eyebrow product category, so I actually had 8. So I currently have the same 8. Okay, now we have that straight. That did not go up or down. In mascara, I had 7 in January, and I'm down to 2. So 3 of those mascaras were from Temu, and they were absolutely awful. I threw them away. I didn't even give them my time. So that jumped it down really far, down to 4, and I have since finished 3. So that went down to 1, but I only have 2. How does that work? I don't know. All I know is I have 2 mascaras right now. They're both the Essence Lash Princess. I did purchase those recently, not recently, like a couple months ago, because I was down to my last mascara and I needed more. That was the only makeup purchase I've made this year, and it was replacement, so I'm really proud of myself for that. Moving on to eyeshadows. So single eyeshadows, actually I'm going to change my battery pack because it's blinking at me. 1 second. Okay, hopefully I don't look too different. I literally just changed my battery pack and sat right back down. So moving into my eyeshadows, I split these up into like my magnetic singles and individually potted. Then I have like liquid and cream, and then I have my eyeshadow palettes broken out as well. So for single eyeshadows in January, I had 48, but I was accidentally including my Ulta Beauty cream, like bouncy eyeshadow in there, but it should have been in my cream and liquid. So technically I had 47. Yes, sorry. Laura Force decluttered 2 single eyeshadows to me, so now I am up to 49. So that has increased by 2. Moving on to cream and liquid eyeshadows. In January, it said I had 4, but I actually had 5, and I still have those same 5, so that did not go up at all. So in total, my eyeshadow collection, I had 55 palettes in January, and it has gone up by 4, so I have 59 eyeshadow palettes. I felt like I should break it out by individual pans. This seems a little extreme, but I think it's correct. So individual pans in January, I had 611. That has gone up quite a bit, and well, because like one of the palettes that Laura Force decluttered to me was my Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette. That has, I don't know exactly how many, like 30? It's like 32 maybe eyeshadows in just that one palette. So I have a total of 712 pans now. So it went up 101. I did want to share how many of those I have hit pan in. So let me pull that up. I was actually shocked when I went through this. I have hit pan in 44 of my eyeshadows, so that's super exciting. I thought it was way lower than that. Okay, moving on to lip products. So for lip liners, I had 8 in January. I decluttered my ColourPop red liner because it was a warm red and it looked orange on me, so I didn't use it, but I knew it would look orange on me. And then for lip gloss, I actually did not track this right last year. I said I had 1, but I actually had 2. I had my Ulta lip gloss mini, and then I had my Pat McGrath clear lip gloss. I have since decluttered the clear lip gloss, and so I'm down to 1. For like red and berry lip products, I had 12 in January. I have decluttered a couple of those, and so I'm down to 10. So that has gone down by 2, which is very exciting. I do not even need how many I have. I have so many red lipsticks. And then for like my neutral pinks, brown, pinks and browns, in January I said I had 23, but that included my Ulta lip gloss. I have since moved that back into the lip gloss category where it belongs, so I actually had 22. And I'm down to 21. I actually finished my Too Faced Melted Matte in the shade Cool Girl, and yeah, I feel really good about that number going down, even though it's just down by 1. So in total, in January, I had 36 lip products, and now I am down to 32. So I've gone down by 4. Again, love seeing numbers going down. The last category I want to talk about is mixers. So either like my foundation mixers, or I have Duraline, which is a mixer. I had 3 in January, and now I have 4. I added the Catrice Glow Fluid. That was part of my Mother's Day gift, and I consider that a mixer because I mix it with my foundations. Occasionally I'll use it under my foundation, but I still consider it a mixer, so that category did go up by 1. Of course, I forgot to calculate how many products I have total. I was just so excited to get this video up, so I will have it on the screen. Baby boy is awake. Just talking through this, looking at my numbers, I'm pretty sure my total amount of items has gone down. I'm going to turn his monitor off, or the volume off. I am almost 99% sure that my numbers in total have gone down, which is amazing. That was my goal for this year. I'm on a no buy, so hopefully my numbers will go down because I have finished a handful of products so far, and I have not brought very much in. So yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. I'm pretty happy with myself. Yeah, we will see at the end of this year how my numbers compare. Hopefully they will just keep going down and down and down. I don't expect to receive any more gifts. Maybe Christmas, but yeah, I really don't need anything. But of course, new releases are always so tempting. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you would like to see it in a different format at the end of the year. I know some people do like an overhead of their collection as they're talking about it, but I think for me right now, just taking pictures ahead of time, figuring out all the numbers ahead of time, and then talking to you saves me a lot of time, especially as a mom. You know, my baby just woke up while I'm filming, so I have to, hurry up. So that just works for me right now, but let me know. Maybe it'll be easier at the end of the year to do like a talk over. Yeah, I'm happy. I hope you subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.